After you've configured the SD card and locked the box, the recipient will push the button to power it on, and the LCD screen will come alive and go into the GPS signal mode where it's trying to get a signal. This could take anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute, depending on whether you're inside or not, and if it's been a while since it was powered on, because it does have a small surface-mounted battery to maintain the last location. After a signal is acquired, it will display the current step, as in the hint, and the distance from the current position to the location of the destination. It will display in miles and feet depending on how close the recipient is, and regardless of the length for the hint, it will scroll on the LCD on the top line, so you could fit whatever message you need to in the top line. Once the recipient goes to the destination that's listed on the LCD screen, it will detect that they're there, and the LCD will then display a message saying that they've completed that step, and display the next step and the distance to that point. And the recipient will need to go to each of these points, and then the box will actually unlock. The box does not have to be powered on the entire time. It can be turned off when not in use or while the recipient's in transit. Once they get to the destination, or where they think the destination is, all they have to do is power it on, let it get a signal, and it will check to see if they're where they're supposed to be. And it'll display the distance to the correct destination if they're not in the right spot. And so the recipient, if they wanted, they could today go to the first spot. It checks that they're there and gives them the direction to the next spot. They could turn it off. They could wait a year and then go back to that second spot, turn this on, and it'll detect and pick up right where they left off. So this is something that does not have to be done right away, and can actually be pretty fun depending on what locations you program. On the back of the box, you'll find a little electronic lock and a little plug. The electronic lock is a emergency bypass. You, as the giver, will hold on to these keys, and you only use them if for some reason this box is locked and cannot be unlocked. If you accidentally programmed some location that isn't really attainable, or there's some change in the plans, you can do an emergency bypass simply by, with the box powered off, put the key in properly, turn it, and then power it on. Once you power it on, it'll indicate that it's gone, that it's in the bypass mode, and it unlocks. The plug in the back can be removed in case the battery, the internal battery dies for whatever reason, and you can plug in the supplied connector. You plug it in there and connect a 9-volt battery to it, and it will supply power to this. And you can either give it to the recipient, they can operate it that way, or you as a giver can use the bypass key to unlock it and replace the batteries. 4 good AA batteries will last this thing at least 8 hours or so of good power on time with a GPS signal. That should be plenty of time to reach many destinations, but if for some reason that's not long enough, you do have the ability to power it on from outside, so it won't be locked forever. The guts of the box reside in the lid, so that leaves the entire lower half as a payload area, so you could put the gift or note or whatever you want in there for the recipient. The upper portion, like I said, contains all the guts, and it would include the battery pack, the GPS unit, the servo lock mechanism, the LCD screen, the actual Arduino mounted underneath, and then the special shield that I've designed here. This is a prototype shield that I etched myself. The project, the Kickstarter project, will fund the professional manufacturing of the dual layer boards with the special solder masks and silk screens to give it a much more professional appearance. The the SD card goes right here. It's real easy, standard push in, it locks in, push it in again, and it will unlock and slide out. And you load the configuration file that's created on the GPS AdventureBox.com website. You load that configuration file onto here and plug it in, and the system will automatically recognize that file and load in the destinations and the hints. On the inside of the box, you'll see the top half has this wood cover. This protects the electronics from any gift or anything that you'd put down here on the bottom. But it also provides a nice area that can be engraved.